I'm so happy to be here to do this little quick chat today with my dear friend Ineke Zondag. She is a board member of Food for Life Vrindavan in India, and she's also the founder and the president of Food for Life Vrindavan in the USA. Ineke, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here with me. It's always a pleasure
for having me.
to see you. And so I thought we sit today and we have a little conversation as we're doing this amazing fundraiser with the support of Healing Hands Foundation for FFLV in India. I wanted us to have a little conversation around why we're doing this fundraiser, what's going on, and how the money is going to be spent, so we can get a bit of more of a bigger picture to all of those who are generously contributing, sharing, and spreading this message. So let's talk about what's going on right now. We know what's going on, but let's go in detail, especially with Food for Life in Vrindavan and the situation.
Right. It's just all the stories that come out of India now are just heartbreaking, and I think everybody's seeing it on the news, what is happening. But then seeing it happening to people you actually know is just really, really painful and hard to see. The last year was already really tough. So the whole first year, was difficult. People were without jobs. People were literally without any sort of income. We did among our schools, our school students, we did a short survey, and we found out that only 2% of the parents had some kind of income since COVID-19 started. And these people already have nothing. And as always, the people who are the poorest are hit the hardest as well. And you've been in India a lot yourself, so I think, like with everything is magnified in India, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and especially now when the ugly is there, it's just heartbreaking. So we were just about to open again. We were so excited. The last few months, the older children could come back to the school, so 9th to 12th grade. So at least we could prep them sort of for their exams, because these girls, they don't have Zoom meetings. They cannot attend online classes. Some can, some have a smartphone, and then they gather with their neighbor girls and stuff. But it's just either they don't have the phone, or the phone is broken, or there's no internet. There's always something. Everything is always a little bit more difficult. And so practical things that already were challenging in the West were a huge challenge there. And we started our village classrooms during the first wave. And then we were so excited that we could start the school again for all our children this month. And then the second wave hit. And it really feels that the last 10 years that we worked so hard to empower impoverished girls, empower them through education, that we're back to our core basic, and that is feed people, and that is just to make them survive in these hard and unprecedented times. And it's what we're starting to do again now. And I'm so appreciative of Healing Hands Foundation, that they do a matching fundraiser, and that's why it's so exciting that everything that the donors give will be doubled. So
absolutely, and that's such a gift.
Yeah, it truly is. And we've already started distributing because we cannot wait. So we keep a very close eye on what is coming in, so we know what will come. But we were able, because a lockdown in India means a true lockdown. It means that the slums are closed, that when somebody is infected in a building, the whole building will be closed down for 2 or 3 weeks. It's really serious stuff. And so what we do, we normally serve meals in the schools, not only for students, but in the evening as well for the people of the streets, and to the sadhus and to the widows on the street. And now, of course, we cannot organize a gathering. We cannot serve meals. So therefore we give out the food rations. So people come to the school in very organized and a very safe manner, and get their food rations from us. So it will keep them going for hopefully a month.
So yeah, and as we discussed, just to give everyone a little reminder and little idea of how far a dollar goes in the world sometimes, $25 can feed a family of 4 for about a month with the basics, correct, obviously. But they can feed themselves and not go to bed hungry. So $25. So, and every $25 when it's donated, it doubles. So if somebody chooses to support one family, they're automatically going to support 2 because of the matching program that we are in. So it just doubles. Whatever you do doubles, which is amazing. So as you said, also, you can't wait because it's a matter of urgency, really. Like, it's about survival. It's about food. It's about people not dying from hunger. We are in that place right now in India, which is really heartbreaking. And so the sooner, obviously, we can also reach our goal and make sure the money gets out and on the way, the better, right? That's the idea. I know that we've gone a long way already, a couple of days into the fundraiser, lots of support and generosity.
It's amazing. It's been overwhelming that people have reacted so quickly to it.
Absolutely. It just it reaffirms that there's good in the world.
No doubt about that.
Definitely. So we are at this moment, we are past 40% of our goal. And that is very exciting and very encouraging for all of us to go forward. And any last, any last input or last message that you may want to share with people as someone who's been involved from the beginning with Food for Life in Vrindavan, somebody who's founded, you founded the USA base for Food for Life Vrindavan, and somebody that this organization and this work and this service has been a big part of your life for many, 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 many years, and you have dedicated yourself to it. Any last thought, anything that you wish to share with anyone who watches this video?
Well, it's I think in general about Food for Life, and many of Food for Life Vrindavan is that, I mean, we know each other for so many years. We worked on many. We're both photographers. We're both on so many projects together in the UAE when we still live there, and also through work, we both came in touch with a lot of humanitarian organizations. And that is how I came for the first time to Food for Life Vrindavan, is when they needed a photographer, and I offered my services to them. And what struck me at Food for Life Vrindavan is that they have an instant impact on somebody's life. So with every donation you do, or every sponsorship of education for the girls, or now with the food, it goes to them directly. So on the level that we operate, it's all volunteers. So, like many people, there's so many people who want to donate to something. There's so many people who want to do good, but many people are either skeptic or have a bad experience with organizations that either not their donations end up where they wish, or it's always been a very fine line. And what I felt and what really touched me, and that is why I always joke, I went there to say that I had to document a famous Indian actor to the visit to Food for Life Vrindavan, and he left after 3 days, and I stayed for the last almost 20 years now. So it's the impact it has on people. It's literally taking a girl from the street who has no chance on education, has no chance in her social in the system, in where she grows up, simply of where she was born and which caste system she was born. So she will get a chance in life to improve her life, hopefully the life of her children and the life of her family through education. Because with food alone, you don't make any change. You only help for today. And that is why it hurts so much that through COVID, we've been thrown back like 10 years in time, although we're grateful that we can do this and help them survive this. It's the education that will, on the long term, will improve their lives and of hopefully the next generations. And I felt that Food for Life Vrindavan was one of the rare organizations that is so pure and so basic and literally takes a child from the street, puts them into an educational system for free. And it's a very holistic approach. It's not only schooling, it's the uniform, it's the books, it's the transportation. And we learn by doing. It's every time we detect a new problem, we solve the problem and we improve. And that is how we've been working. And it's been an incredible journey. And we grew from 45 children to 1,500 to 3 beautiful schools, and then still have the evening food project. And now we're doing what we were very good at, is feeding people again. So we're back to basic. Food for FFLV stands for Food for Life Vrindavan. So we're back to giving food and doing the service to the beautiful people in Vrindavan and surroundings. And it's not only the families of our students, it's also to the poor people on the street, especially the widows, who are always been very affected there and have no chance on any support from any system. So it's a very holistic approach, and I think it's a very, very worthy cause that that people can donate towards, and I'm incredibly grateful for all the overwhelming response and generosity of everybody, and of course to you, Nousha, for initiating this.
Thank you for letting me be of service. It's a place, India is a place that's so dear to my heart, you know that, and through you, I've got to know the organization a little bit, and anytime that I could be a part and do something, it's always been my greatest, you know, service and pleasure. As you said, it's definitely a whole different story when you can empower someone in that way, and, you know, just give them the opportunity that they didn't get just because where they're born, or like they're being a girl or a boy or so on and so forth. But there are also unfortunate times, like right now, that as you said, you go back to basics. So first thing first, we want to make sure that they survive this. They can eat, they're taken care of, and like this we can pull through this unfortunate, really unprecedented time, and then go back to the main mission, obviously, where right now we are putting all our effort and all of our focus to make sure that we can support them with the very basics of a human need and human being, like really, really the basics. And again, I'm also extremely grateful for anyone who's participated, shared this message, donated. It's really heartwarming. So please continue sharing the message. We still have a way to go, and we really would love to receive your support and on this journey, so we can actually reach this goal as soon as possible and send the food out to as many people as
Absolutely.
we can.
Yes.
Thank you, Ineke, so much for your time and for sharing more with us about your journey and about Food for Life Vrindavan as an organization. And let's do this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody. And let's get them through this. And we will.